The wind. The wind is the messenger of truth. Let's communicate.
Yeah. Well, I better go back and record those speeches.
Yes, but we were free and we could speak openly.
If you could fill me in on the beginning of your speech.
Oh, look, for me, and I don't like to mix the issues, but I think the increasing loss of freedom we're experiencing in this country at the moment and the encroachment on personal liberties is completely, I think, the reality which Julian was warning us about.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't separate. I've got a daughter living in Melbourne at the moment, you know what I mean, under curfew and all sorts of things, treated like a criminal, you know. And I think, well, this is exactly what Julian was warning us about, you know, so I don't mean to mix up issues, you know, and I respect the fact not everybody will feel the same way about the lockdowns, but, you know, when it comes to the lockdown, see, I know no one who's died of coronavirus, and I know a lot of old people, but I know 7 people who suicided over this lockdown period now, you know, including some people close, and
right.
Yeah, for me, this is this is what Julian warned us about. You know what I mean? The ever-encroaching power of Big Brother, the sort of imperial hordes coming towards us and taking our liberties away. I think we're just in this dystopian sort of reality now. That's I think, well, it's not as if he didn't warn us. You know, and this is exactly what.
The last generation of freedom.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the level not just of the reduction of civil liberties, but the censorship which we're experiencing at the moment. You can't speak out against it. You know, the compliance of Google and Facebook and the other groups, as soon as you try and speak out, speak an alternate line. I mean, I did my speech I broadcast it through Facebook Live. I haven't checked, is it still there? You know, I did a post last week about no lockdowns party, and, you know, Facebook automatically says, do you want to promote the post? And I said yes, and then it says rejected. Okay, hasn't been taken down yet, but the reality is you speak the wrong line now. Increasingly you find the social media giants just come down on you like a hammer. They silence you, they delete your accounts, they censor what you're saying if you're not speaking the accepted narrative. And unfortunately I've been telling the wrong stories for a long time, you know, about Israel-Palestine, about Syria, about a number of things which people like Julian have shed light on in terms of what's really going on. But, you know, if you don't echo the accepted mainline narrative, you find yourself being silenced, shut down, muted, marginalised. And, you know, this is the reality. We're now experiencing it, I think much more closely than we ever have before.
Well, one of the things that we were told out there was that it didn't matter whether if like the limit of 20 per gathering.
Yes.
It didn't matter if we split up. It didn't matter how far away we went. If we were in the same city.
Oh, for God's sake. I mean, this is what I mean. It's got nothing to do with health.
No.
How quickly things have changed. Now we find ourselves moving towards some sort of fascist dictatorship. We think, what's happened? He warned us. He showed us how the people in power will continue to grab hold of more power at the expense of our freedoms. He showed us the power of the surveillance state and the way it was rolling over the entire population of the planet. We didn't listen. I think of Julian, and the image that came to mind was the Battle of Thermopylae, if you're familiar with it, 480 BC, popularised in that movie 300, where the relative handful of Spartan men put their bodies between those they loved and the irresistible power of the empire, the Persian Empire in that case under Xerxes. They put their bodies in between those they loved and the invading hordes. And I think of Julian and his co-whistleblowers, people like Wodka Vanunu, Chelsea Manning, Ed Snowden, standing there shoulder to shoulder in the past, putting their bodies between us and the empire. And now it's our time. Now it's our time to stand up and stand alongside them. Now it's becoming difficult for us. Now the pressure's on us. We've got to be careful about what we say, where we say it, who we say it to. We're increasingly being censored, shut down, silenced. I believe as a person of faith that it is not too late. That it's not too late for our country, that it's not too late to retake our freedoms, and that it's not too late for our brother Julian. We need to stand alongside him, retake our freedoms and retake his. And wouldn't it be a great thing if this is a first stage to that new day, we could bring that favourite son of this country home. God bless him. Free Julian.
Free Julian Assange. Thank you very much, Father Dave. Well said, beautifully spoken. Thank you very much.